Hi, my name is Summer, and you're listening to What They Haven't Been Telling You About the Music Industry, a podcast about setting yourself up for success in a career in music. Learning how to be successful in the music industry isn't an easy task. You've probably asked yourself, what do I do first? Whose advice should I take? How do I get started? These are all things that people normally don't tell you, especially when it comes to specifics, such as signing contracts, copyright law, or branding. There's a bigger picture, and we hope to help you gain some insight on it. On today's episode, Khalid is going to start by speaking to artists directly. And as we know, artists are often songwriters as well. So then Nathan will proceed to speak on the other share of that royalty, which is publishing and publishers. And lastly, I will come to you with some recommended reading and resources. Let's jump in.
Hello, my name is Khalid, and I'm going to be talking about how to get started in the music industry as an artist. So the first thing you want to do is find your sound. This is important because this is what sets you apart from the rest of your competition. And to find your sound, you want to study artists that you like and take what you like and put your own twist on them. And the second thing you want to do is create a brand/image. This is also what sets you apart from your competition and is pretty much your mark on the industry. Think of Drake and OVO or Jay-Z and Rock Nation. And the third thing you want to do is form a team. This is also important because you want to delegate the responsibilities to other team members so you're not overwhelmed. And starting out, you want to just start out with just like a manager and maybe a producer. That's the most essential things starting out. As you grow, you can add more things like lawyers and publicists and things of that nature. The fourth thing you want to do is set goals. This is to help you stay on track and to figure out what exactly it is that you want to accomplish. The fifth thing you want to do is network. This is very important in the industry. And I'm not talking just networking with artists, but also graphic designers, people in film. You want to diverse and reach out as much as you can because you never know when you're going to need someone. And the sixth thing you want to do is perform. This is one of the most essential things about being an artist today because you're not making much money from music sales anymore. And performance is one of the main sources of income for an artist. And the last thing you want to do is practice. Practice every element of your craft, from recording to producing to performing. Just master it and own it.
Publishing is a topic that is kind of in the dark. I'm sure everyone knows about it, but I don't think everyone knows what goes into it. If you are a songwriter, this is a topic that you definitely need to have knowledge on. I will be discussing the pros and cons of signing a publishing deal. A pro to signing a publishing deal is one that most songwriters long for, especially in their early stages. That is recognition and praise. Signing a publishing deal can be a big motivator to your work. Signing a publishing deal is also a really powerful thing. It can open up a lot of doors, gain you co-writes, and just build your overall network. Now, when you are just starting your career as a songwriter, you might find it hard to write full-time and survive in the world. Publishers can help you with that by giving you an advance for a percentage of the royalties. Most of these advances at least give the writer enough to write full-time with maybe a part-time job. That's not all that a publisher does. They can even cover your demo, and recording in a studio is expensive. What most people know about publishers is that they pitch your songs, they find you opportunities, and they work with labels, producers, and other artists. On the other hand, There are always cons to every decision you make. The music industry is a cutthroat business. It's key to keep in mind that you are signing a business deal. These publishers care more about their business than being your friend. The money that a publisher pays out to you for the demo budget and your advance, they will be getting all that money back when your songs start generating income. Plus, once that money is made back, they will continue to make money from your songs because you have given them a share of your royalties. Another thing to keep in mind is that in most publishing companies, there are more writers than there are people pitching your songs, which means that your songs are not the priority. It's what song is best for the deal. And lastly, recognition and praise shouldn't be the reason why you sign a publishing deal. You should work every day until you are confident of your work regardless. No matter the road you take, there are plenty of successful artists that have signed a publishing deal, and there are plenty of artists that have not. In my opinion, I wouldn't sign away my artwork because you don't need a publishing deal to be a successful artist or songwriter. You can be your own publisher, and you can start your own publishing company through performing rights organizations like ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC. And you can put yourself on a schedule if you really want to be a professional songwriter. You can build your own network, develop relationships with studios, and you can always pitch your own songs. So you can do everything on your own. It's just a matter of what path you want to take.
I am and always have been of the mindset that you can learn a lot from picking up a book and knowing where to look. If you already have an idea what you want to do in music, there might be books catered more specifically to you, but I would like to start by covering the general knowledge. The first book that I picked up that I felt I really got something from was called The Music Business Explained in Plain English. It is the 4th edition by David Nagar. It's subtitled as What Every Artist and Songwriter Should Know to Avoid Getting Ripped Off. I tend to opt for books that you can reference back to and jump around in, and this book covers basic financial information for artists, songwriters, and general basics. This gave me my first introduction to royalties and money streams in music, which is one of the most important concepts to have your head wrapped around early on. The next book is basically the end-all be-all of keeping up on industry standard practice and knowledge. It's called All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald S. Passman. This is a very well-known book in the industry. I brought the other book up first because it's a more digestible amount of financial information, but this book covers everything from finances to management to etiquette, distribution, copyright, record deals. That's only to name a few, and it covers all of that in detail. This book is also highly referenceable because of the way the chapters are laid out, and it's updated every so many years. Those books are general knowledge, but they come very in handy for artists, I think specifically, to be a little bit more targeted with some of the standard career aspirations in the industry. I want to speak on some books that are for managers. If you would like to go into artist management, I highly recommend the book Artist Management by Paul Allen. And for tour management, I highly recommend One for the Road by Mark Workman. One for the Road is actually the book I read that inspired me to want to work in music in the first place, however many years ago. It's anecdotal advice from a long-term tour manager, and I read that and it just very much inspired me. And to this day, I want to work in tour management. Obviously, if you're on the management side and want to understand artists and their priorities, I would say look into autobiographies and memoirs from some of your favorite artists. There's plenty to go around. For online resources, there's trade journals, of course, but starting out, I'd say your best bet is to start with regularly reading articles from Billboard or Music Business Worldwide. I actually get Music Business Worldwide's news blasts sent to the notification bar on my laptop. So even if I just glance over at the titles, it gives me an idea what's going on. So I'm just going to start by leaving you with those book recommendations and those resources to get you started. If you have more specific questions or want more recommendations, you can always email the podcast email, which is snkmusicindustry@gmail.com. I want to thank you all for tuning in this week and learning a little bit more than maybe you knew before about the music industry from Khalid, Nathan, and I. Be sure to email us with any questions you have. Interact with us on social media, same handle, SNK Music Industry. And we will see you in next week's episode.